You're listening to the Unstoppable Teen Podcast, episode number 12. Welcome to Unstoppable Teen, the podcast for teenagers, parents, and teachers. My name is Kevin Mincher. Every week, we will bring you an inspirational person or message to help you experience more success and happiness. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let's get this party started. Hello, Unstoppable Nation, it's Kevin here. Welcome to the show. In this episode, I'm going to answer a question from Josh in Manchester. He got in touch via email to say, unfortunately, that he was embarrassed about his body. And he said, I'm overweight and I want to get into shape. I've tried to do it before, but I always seem to fail. What should I do? Now, you probably won't be surprised to know that this isn't a unique situation. Sadly, there are teenagers, not just in my home country here in the UK, but all over the world that are struggling with their health and that have concerns about their body. Indeed, in one recent research study that was done, teenagers say that this is their third greatest concern. It only falls behind bullying and exam stress as the things that teenagers are most concerned about. Now, we're going to be sure to cover the other two issues, bullying and exam stress, in future episodes. But here today, I want to answer Josh's question about what he can do to improve the quality of his health. Before I go any further, I think it's really important for me to say that when it comes to your health, indeed any area of your life, it's really important that you get expert advice. In this particular case, when it comes to your physical body, you want to go and get some professional help from a qualified person, such as a doctor, a nutritionist, or an exercise therapist. Now, I'm going to share with you two principles that I use that I learned from other professionals to shape my own physical health and my own physical well-being, to look after my body. But before I do, I got to be thinking about this area of our lives, how critical it is, how important it is that we look after our body. And I don't know why, but I started thinking about when I was a teenager growing up myself and the changes that my own body went through. Now, I was always a sporty type. I'd much rather be out in the fresh air, competing, with a ball, playing some sport or doing some kind of physical exercise or activity. So I've been really fortunate, or have I, that my body has stayed in good shape. It's kept athletic proportions. I have good muscle definition and things like that. Now, it's not good fortune, really, if you think about it. It's that every week I dedicate myself to certain activities and exercise and nutrition that enable me to keep my body in really good shape. I got to be thinking about when I was younger growing up and about how when I would go and play football or cricket or go swimming or try abseiling, all these different things that I would try doing, how many other young people did not get engaged in any form of physical exercise. And I understand sometimes why that happens. More about that later. But whilst I and some of my mates were into sports, I particularly was into football, or as it's called in some parts of the world, soccer. A good friend of mine was a competitive swimmer, and he would get up before school and go training, and he would compete for our town, and he would compete in national championships. So I had a core group of friends that really looked after their bodies, and I think that that's important, because the attitude that your friends have to something will inevitably affect your attitude to that same thing. For example, if you surround yourself with people that have an attitude that learning and studying is a waste of time, then that'll probably rub off on you. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people that value education and think it's important to keep striving to grow more, then that attitude will probably rub off on you too. So I kind of got lucky. I had some fortune in that my friends loved sport and physical exercise. And because they did, I did. Because I did, they did. And we rubbed off on each other. Now, there's this other peer group that I wasn't a part of that didn't move their bodies very much. In fact, they were quite lazy. I'm not going to name any names, But where I lived when I was growing up, there was a library, a public library about 200 metres away from where my home was. And the lazy ones, that lazy group, would go and hang out, sometimes round the back of the library when the library was open, but then when the library would close, they would come and sit in front of the library. And the front of the library, if you can picture this, had all these glass windows. And this core group of maybe 6 or 8 people, teenagers, would go and sit in front of this library late at night. And I remember walking past them from time to time, and one of them in particular would sit leaning against the front window. And he used to have a little stone, a pebble. It was smaller than the palm of his hand. It wasn't a big stone, it was a small one. And he used to throw it gently against the window. And it would bounce against the window, bounce off the floor, and he would catch it. And he would throw the stone again against the window, bounce off the floor, and he would catch it. And he used to do this. Every time I walked past, it was like, that's all he did. You know, they were sat there chatting, and he would throw this little stone against the window, bounce on the floor, and he would catch it. And he would keep doing it over and over and over again. Well, this went on for days and weeks and months. And he would throw the stone against the window, it would bounce off the floor, he would catch it. And this group of teenagers slowly got older, and a year went by, and another year went by. And before I knew it, in a blink, I was in my final year of high school. And my friends were still into their sports, me playing football, Matt going swimming. And this core group of other teenagers would go and hang out at the library, and this one guy would throw the stone against the window, bounce off the floor, he'd catch it, and he'd keep repeating it over and over again. It was as if it was like a little habit that he'd developed. It was like a comforting thing for him. I don't know why he did it, but he did it. Then, one day, I'll never forget, he throws the stone against the glass, as he had done thousands of times before. But this time, instead of it bouncing onto the floor, it smashed the window. And in that moment, the alarms start going off, there's panic everywhere, there's glass on the floor, and everybody just starts running, because they knew they were going to be in trouble. Any second now, the police are going to turn up, and they didn't want to be anywhere near the scene. Well, I remember a few days later chatting to the guy, and I said, I can't believe you smashed our library's glass windows. He said, well, it can't have been me. I said, what do you mean it can't have been you? You were throwing the stone against the window, bouncing off the floor and catching it. I said, I've seen you doing it for weeks, months. You've been doing that for years. He said, well, yeah. He said, of course, I've been doing it for years. So therefore, it can't have been the stone that caused the glass to smash. It must have been something else. You see, I've been doing that for ages, and it never broke it before. So if it was the stone that was going to break it, it would have broken it ages ago. Can't have been me. It must have been something else. I wonder if you could relate this to health. Because sometimes people say, you know, it can't have been those donuts that caused the diabetes. I've been eating donuts for years. You know, it can't be that I'm lazy and play on computer games all the time. That's why I've gotten fat, because I've been playing computer games for years. Of course, that's the point. It's not one act on one day that determines the quality of your health and the shape of your body. Eating one salad isn't going to do it. Going to the gym once ain't going to be enough. It's what you repeat day after day, week after week, month after month, and year after year that determines the quality of your health. And if you think it's okay to have a short-term, quick-fix mindset, or another way of putting it would be a diet mentality. Oh, I'll just cut out chocolate for the next week, and then everything will be fine. You know, I won't eat any sweets or any candy or fizzy drinks for the next month, and then everything will be fine. I'll go to the gym for the summertime, and then everything will be fine. No, it won't. Your lifestyle, what you do each day, what you eat each day, how you move each day. And when you add that up, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, when you combine it all, it makes a massive difference. And it will either smash your health to smithereens because you have bad habits, or it will lift you up, make you more energetic, more vibrant, stronger from the core inside, with all this vigor and passion and strength that enables you to go out into the world and have a great time. Now the question is, what kind of lifestyle do you want to have? The kind of lifestyle in the future where you're tired, where you get ill easily, like the first time somebody in a room sneezes, you catch the flu, you know? Do you want to be the kind of person that gets to the end of the day and you're exhausted by like 8 p.m. and you've got nothing left to give? Do you want to find it a struggle to move your physical frame up and down staircases, down the street, to your school or your future place of work? Or do you want to have a brilliant physical presence where your body's toned and firm, where it's effortless and easy for you to move from one place to another, where you've got energy from the moment you wake up in the morning to the moment you go to bed at night? Do you want to have one of those immune systems where everybody else in the room seems to have got the flu, but you just don't get it because you're that strong, because you've been giving your body the right nutrients, the right vitamins and minerals to protect yourself against illness and disease? What kind of life do you want? It starts with making a decision. And once you've decided that you want to have a healthy body and an energetic life, just like Josh from Manchester has made that decision, once you've made the decision, then developing the right habits is a relatively easy thing to do. So there are two really important habits that I apply on a daily basis, and pretty much everybody I know that is healthy applies these same two habits whether they know it or not. The first thing that you need to take control of is your nutrition. The stuff that you put in your mouth makes a massive difference to the quality of your health. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of what you should eat and when you should eat it. As a gross generalization, we all know that it's not just 5 portions of fruit and vegetables a day, it's actually 7 portions of fruit and vegetables a day. Now, the key to having good nutrition is finding recipes that you enjoy. Bad food can taste good, but good food can taste good too. The problem is how you cook it, and the types of ingredients that you mix together will make a massive difference as to whether your taste buds go, woohoo, that's a taste sensation, give me some more of that stuff, or if you put the wrong ingredients together, you'll make that funny face where you go, ugh, what the heck was that? There's no way I'm putting that in my mouth ever again. So it's about finding recipes that you enjoy. And never before has it been easier to find healthy recipes for free. Just go on the internet and type some keywords into Google like tasty, healthy food or free recipes that taste good, all right? And you'll get all kinds of stuff. You by all means go and buy a book if you want one, but you don't have to do that. A quick search online and you'll start to find all kinds of healthy food that will taste good. The key, and we all have different taste buds. In fact, by the way, did you know this? Teenagers, and this is important for parents and teachers to understand, as well as the teenagers. Teenagers have apparently 5 times more taste buds that detect sourness than an adult. So when a teenager bites into broccoli, it tastes sour to them. It doesn't taste the same as it does for an adult. Now, this is a really important thing to understand, because when we're a teenager, we'll bite into the broccoli, we'll go, ugh, I don't like that, and we come to the conclusion that we don't like that forever. But have you ever heard the phrase, my taste buds change? Well, they actually literally do. So then when you're transitioning out of your teenage years, 18, 19, 20, and you're then into adulthood, 21, so on and so forth, your taste buds literally change. The problem is you developed a mindset and a belief system that you don't like broccoli from when you first bit into it many years earlier, and so you won't try it again. So what's really important is you keep an open mind as your taste buds change. So bear that in mind. The other thing, I'm going to make a recommendation. I said the key to getting good nutrition is to make the food taste good. And a place I want to encourage you to go is go to a website called juicemaster.com. And a friend of mine called Jason Vale has this amazing portfolio of books. And he says, basically, folks, if you won't eat it, drink it. So in order to get your nutrients inside you, And this is for you, Josh, in Manchester. Get yourself into making juices and smoothies. If you won't eat it, drink it. So you can put that broccoli in a mix with some apples and in a mix with some pineapple and some other sweet and tasty nice things, and you're getting the nutrients into your body. And you don't have to chew it like a cow over and over again because you're drinking it in this really nice tasting smoothie or juice. Go to juicemaster.com. You can follow them on social media and you can get all kinds of free recipes, insights and ideas from them. And one of the brilliant things that Juice Master does is 4 times a year they run a free week-long campaign where they'll coach you on how to change your nutrients. Every day, free coaching videos, free information about how to get the nutrients into your body so that you're giving your body what it needs. That's the first thing you need to sort out is the nutrition. And the key thing is to find food that's healthy, that you enjoy. The second thing that you need to do, Josh, in Manchester, and for that matter, any teenager that wants to improve their physical health and their body, the second thing is you've got to exercise. You've got to work out, and you've got to exercise at least 3 times a week for a minimum of half an hour. Now, as soon as I say that, a lot of people go, what? But I hate exercise. No, you don't. You hate the types of exercise that you've tried in the past. But that doesn't mean that you hate all forms of physical movement. What you need to do is find a type of exercise that you enjoy doing. I got lucky because I liked football, and that's a sport that's played by a lot of people in my country. But as I got older, I couldn't play football anymore because of various injuries. And so I had to start exercising with other kinds of physical movement. So I went out running, and I liked that for a while, but then that started to hurt my back and my hip. So then I tried Taibo and kickboxing. I tried aerobics and step aerobics. I tried swimming. I tried aqua aerobics. I tried rock climbing. I tried hiking. I tried all kinds of different things until eventually I landed on yoga. And it really surprised me how much it helped me de-stress, clear my mind. It felt so good, not just to stretch, but some of the postures were really tough and my muscles would start to work, and muscles I didn't know I had before started to strengthen. My posture improved. And so I want to encourage you to experiment with all kinds of different types of exercise and activity until you find one that you enjoy. I've got friends that do Pilates. I've got other friends that go to dancing. You know, they go to salsa and Zumba and all these different things. There's such a range of exercises that you could get involved with. What matters is that you experiment. And the beauty is today with the internet, you don't even have to go out of your own home. You know, again, you can go to YouTube or other video services, type in some keywords and find all kinds of different types of exercise. And you can try them out. Try them out at home, go to a class or a gym or a club or a group and get involved. Now, the key words there were get involved. I had to giggle, and I'm sorry, maybe it's inappropriate, but a teenage girl came to me in one of the schools I was working at the first week of this year. And we were talking, because it was the first week of the year, we were talking about New Year's resolutions. And I said, what are your New Year's resolutions? And she looked down at herself and she said, look at me. I need to get myself in shape. And I said, good for you. I said, what are you going to do? Are you going to go to the gym? Are you going to lift some weights? What are you going to do? And she said, oh, no. She said, I'll go to the gym one day, but I can't go yet. And I said, oh, why can't you go yet? She said, well, look at the state of me. I can't go to the gym looking like this. I said, what are you talking about? She said, no. I've got to get in my shape first, and then I'll go to the gym. I said, that's not how it works. You don't go and get yourself in shape first and then go to the gym. I said, you go to the gym. And that's where you exercise. And that's how you get in shape. That's how it works. I said, you can't stay outside the gym looking at people through the glass on the exercise bike, on the stepper machines, on the cross trainers, doing body combat classes and all kinds of other activities and expect watching other people is going to have an impact on your body. The only way to reclaim your terrain, to take control of your body, is to start using it. Engage it regularly in physical exercise. And the key to doing it regularly is to find something that you enjoy. And there's that many things out there that if you keep trying and experimenting, sooner or later you'll find a form of physical exercise that you enjoy. And once you enjoy it, you'll do more of it. Did you know this? The way we feel good as human beings is the brain releases into our system these things called endorphins. And it's been scientifically proven that when you move your body, the brain releases endorphins into the system. It dumps that chemical into you that makes you feel good. So when you've found an exercise form that you like, your brain starts releasing these endorphins and you start to get addicted to doing that physical exercise. So much so that at the end of the class, you can't wait for the next one to come around where you get to do it again. That's where I've gotten to with my yoga classes and with swimming. So like on alternate days, I'll go swimming, I'll go yoga. I'll go swimming, I'll go yoga. And by having two different types of exercise that I love and I enjoy, I have different ways of releasing the endorphins into my system, and then I don't get bored because I'm doing the same thing all the time. Does this make sense? So you've now got two things to do. First thing, sort out your nutrition. Second thing, find a form of physical exercise that you enjoy. It's my intention in future episodes to get some experts in. I want to get an expert for you that is got loads of knowledge and wisdom and insight in the area of nutrition. So they can give you more specific and detailed advice about what you should be eating, when you should be eating it, if you want to get your body in shape and stay healthy over the long term. I'm also going to get an expert in on exercise. They can make some recommendations about how long we're supposed to work out for, how intense we're supposed to work out, the different kinds of things that we can do to tone up our bodies, get ourselves looking good and feeling good. Coming back to you, Josh, in Manchester, who sent the original question in, and thousands of young people all over the world that have got these concerns about their body, here's where it starts. It starts with valuing your health. If you take yourself for granted, if you don't respect and appreciate this amazing thing that you were given for free at the moment you were born, your physical body, if you don't respect it and appreciate it, if you abuse it, in other words, then inevitably that will lead to pain, lack of movement, illness, disease, and ultimately death. The single most brilliant thing, most valuable thing that you will ever own, bar nothing. I don't care whether you become a millionaire and you have the most expensive sports car, private jet, yacht or home in the world. None of that stuff is anywhere close to being as valuable as your body. Your brain, your body, your nervous system, your health is the most priceless thing. You can't put a price on that. You can't value that. It's the most important thing there is. Somebody once said, if you don't look after your body, you've got nowhere else to live. I mean, think about that. If you don't look after your body, you've got nowhere else to live. So look after it. Every single day, give it the nutrients, give it the exercise it needs. It starts with valuing it. And what I'm going to say to you is this. I want to encourage you to set yourself a health goal. All of us, no matter how healthy we are, can always improve the condition of our physical body. There's always something that we can strengthen, always some element of our nutrition that we can fine tune. There's always something that we can do to make our health better than it is. So I want to encourage you to set some goals. First of all, set yourself a short-term goal, then a medium-term goal, then a long-term goal. Here's the error that a lot of people make as to why they start, and you remember in the question Josh was saying he's tried to sort his weight out and his body shape out before in the past, but he always feels like he fails. Well, one of the reasons that happens is that people set massive goals, like, I want to lose 4 dress sizes, or they say, I want to lose 13 kilos today. Okay, so I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you get my point. They want to go from unhealthy to the world's most healthiest person in less than a month. And it doesn't work like that. So what I want to encourage you to do is have a big goal that might take you a year to achieve. But then have a medium-term goal, something that might take you 3 to 6 months to achieve. And then have a short-term goal of something you want to do in the next week to a month. And by having these different levels of goals, it keeps you moving forwards. So it might be that right now you sort of say, well, I can't do 10 push-ups. So my goal for this week is to build up my strength so I can do 10 push-ups. So that then by the end of the month, I can do 20 push-ups. So that by the end of 3 months, I can do 50 push-ups. So that by the end of 6 months, I can do 100 push-ups. So that by the end of the year, I can do 250 push-ups. Do you get it? It might be that you say that your first goal is to do 1 workout per week. That's your short-term goal. And then your medium-term goal is to do 3 workouts per week, so that by the end of the year, you're doing 5 workouts per week. Does it make sense? Have goals that are short-term, medium, and long-term that will help you build your health over the long term. Success and health takes time. Once you've set your goals, it's then important to back them up with consistent action. Don't just write it down on the paper or stick some pictures up on the fridge of what you want to do and how you intend to do it and then not follow through. Make it your priority first thing in the morning to get the nutrients in your body before you leave for work, for school, whatever your activities are that day. Make it your first priority to do some form of physical exercise. I'm not saying you've got to go run a marathon before you go to school in the morning, but move your body. Do something first thing in the day. Do something at the end of the day. After you come home from school or work, take some action in the evening. So every morning and every evening, that consistent action, day in, day out, week in, week out, term in, term out, year in, year out, that's the thing that makes the difference. You see, here's the thing. Not only does throwing the stone against the window day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, does that break things down. If you apply it in a positive way, that consistent action builds things up. If you're getting the right nutrients in and the right exercise on a regular basis, you can transform your body. It's about consistent action. That is what leads to results. If you want to know more about how to set goals and make them happen, I strongly encourage you to go and get my new book, The Ultimate Youth Lifestyle. I show you the 7 steps that successful people take and that any young person can take to experience more success and more happiness in your life. You can apply those same 7 steps to boosting your physical health and your well-being. If you want to check it out and find out more, go to unstoppableteen.com/ultimate-book. Again, that's unstoppableteen.com/ultimate-book. And when you get your copy of that book, you'll get the 7 steps that you can take to achieve any goal, including improving your health. Please, folks, if you like this show, be sure to subscribe. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can subscribe on SoundCloud. And if you subscribe, then our content will come straight through to your phone and you'll never miss an episode ever again. And if you like this particular episode, if you think it could benefit a teenager, a parent, or a teacher, be sure to share it with your friends, share it with your family members. And if you liked it, please do give us a 5-star review on iTunes and on SoundCloud, because that will help us attract more listeners. You know, we're on a mission to help 1 million young people experience a better quality of life. And that review and that sharing will help us spread the word and help more people. So, Josh from Manchester, I hope you found these tips and insights about health and well-being useful. Put them into action. Use them regularly. And if you do that, I'll come back real soon with another episode where we'll help you become truly unstoppable. Bye for now.